Before starting the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you are new to my channel. It really motivates me to keep on creating anime recaps for you guys. The story continues, and Cain is reading the Emperor-level magic text. After reading the text, Cain finds out that the first king Yuya Hirasawa really did come from Japan, and it's written that Yuya was involved in an accident in Japan, and instead of dying he was summoned to this world. Telestia and Silk then come looking for Cain, and they ask him what he is doing. Seeing the book, Silk thinks that Cain must be studying as the academy entrance exams are coming, and the girls state that they also want to study with Cain. Cain apologizes to them, and he states that he doesn't have time to study with them today, and he states that he will do it some other time. Cain then leaves the room, and outside he meets Tefana. Tefana asks Cain if he wants to have a mock battle outside the capital tomorrow, and Cain mentions that they will do it some other time, and he runs away. Cain then returns to his mansion, and he states that today is an important day for him, as it's his 12th birthday, and today he can finally register as an adventurer. The scene cuts to Cain visiting the Adventurers Guild, and he bumps into someone while looking around. The man asks him if this is his first time here, and Cain mentions that he is here to register as an adventurer. The man tells Cain to be careful as he only has a single life, and he leaves. Cain thinks that he feels like he has seen that red hair before, and he then goes to register. The receptionist then gives him a form to fill, and Cain wonders if he should write Baron with his name. He thinks that he doesn't want anyone to treat him differently because of his status, and he refrains from mentioning it. The receptionist then takes the form, and she gives him a guild card, and she states that he will start as a G rank. Cain then remembers that his teachers were D rank, and he wonders what they are up to right now. The receptionist then remembers that she forgot to introduce herself, and she introduces herself as Risha. A guy then comes to Risha, and he tells her to ditch the kid and hang out with him. Cain can't believe that this is happening again, and the guy tells Cain to return home like a good kid. He then tries to attack Cain, but Cain dodges, and he does the same when the other party members try to attack him. The guy then tries to draw his sword, but before he could, the red-haired man from earlier comes there, and the guy recognizes him as Claude from Ice Flame. Claude intimidates them, and the guy and his party run away in fear. Cain thanks Claude for helping him out, and Claude states that he stopped them for their own good. He mentions that he could tell that Cain is strong by the way he moves, and Cain then introduces himself. Claude mentions that he likes Cain, and he asks him to have a drink with him. They then have a drink, and Claude states that Cain seems like he is well trained. Cain mentions that he has been training since he was little, and he even had adventurers as tutors. Cain then asks Claude what is Ice Flame, and Claude states that it's the name of his party. He states that he uses a flame sword, and his wife is an ice mage, so they are named Ice Flame. He mentions that Cain should also find a trustworthy party, so that he can take big quests, and that way his rank will go up quickly. Claude then shows Cain his golden guild card, and Cain is excited to see that Claude is a A-rank adventurer. Claude mentions that he is still inferior to the first king who was supposedly SSS rank, and he states that the SSS rank card is black. Claude's wife then comes there, and she scolds him for drinking in the middle of day. Claude's wife Lena mentions that they just accepted a quest, and they should get onto it. Cain then introduces himself to Lena, and Lena thinks that Cain is cute, and she mentions that Cain can come to her if anything happens. Cain thanks her, and Lena then takes Claude away for their quest. Afterwards, Cain looks at the quests for G-rankers, and he finds a goblin slaying quest, and he notices that the reward is per goblin defeated, with no upper limit. He thinks that this is perfect, and he takes the quest. Outside the guild, Cain meets Tefana, and he asks her why she is here. Diam mentions that the order is training outside the capital today, and Tefana wonders what Cain is doing. Cain states that he is going on his first adventure, and Tefana mentions that she will come with him. She states that it's her duty to accompany her husband on his first adventure, and she then drags Cain with her to the forest. Tefana runs around the forest with Cain while looking for the goblins, and Cain uses his search magic to find them. They then head towards the goblins, and they notice that the goblins are attacking a carriage. Cain treats the carriage's driver with his healing spell, and Tefana fights the goblins while Cain protects the driver. Tefana easily defeats the goblins, and Cain supports her with his spell. Tefana then takes out all of the goblins, and she asks Cain to praise her. Right then some green lizards show up there, and Cain asks Tefana to take the man and run away. He states that he will handle it this time, and Cain uses a light spell to blind the green lizards. He then uses ice magic to defeat the lizards, and Tefana thinks that her husband is amazing. Sometime later, Millie and Nina arrive to take care of the green lizards, but they don't see any of them in the area. They notice that there is a big hole in the ground, and they then go back. Cain then goes to the guild, and he tells Risha that he has defeated some green lizards. Risha mentions that quests for green lizards are meant for D-ranker if it's a single one, and C-rankers if it's a group of them. Cain states that he took out 30 of them, and Risha then informs the chief about this. The chief meets Cain, and he mentions that he will handle his case since the guild master is in a meeting. He asks Cain if he really defeated green lizards, and Cain states that he defeated 30 of them. The chief mentions that Cain is just a G rank, so he can't defeat 30 green lizards, and Risha mentions that it's not right to accuse him without evidence. The chief mentions that Cain is just a commoner according to the registry, and he must be trying to swindle the guild for some money. The chief mentions that Cain must be punished for this, and he revokes his guild card. Cain can't believe that his guild card is being revoked, and the guild master then comes into the room, and he asks what's going on. The chief states that this kid won't admit that he cheated, and Cain mentions that he did not cheat. The guild master then asks the chief how he deduced that Cain cheated, and the chief mentions that no one can kill 30 green lizards on the day they register. The guild master laughs hearing this, and he mentions that the chief still has a lot to learn. The guild master then asks Tefana to enter the room, and Tefana hugs Cain, addressing him as her husband. This surprises the chief, and Cain wonders what Tefana is doing here. Tefana states that she was here to discuss countermeasures against goblins and green lizards, and the guildmaster then reveals that Cain is a baron. He mentions that Cain is the hero who saved the princess and Lady Silk, and the chief states that his noble status wasn't mentioned in the registry. Cain states that he didn't want to be treated as a noble here, and the guildmaster reveals that Cain is also the son of Margravegarm, and if he marries Tefana then he will also be his brother-in-law. Cain is surprised to find out that the guildmaster is Tefana's brother, and the chief then apologizes to Cain for insulting him. Cain wonders if insulting a noble is a crime, and Tefana mentions that a commoner could be executed for insulting a noble. Cain states that he doesn't want that, and he accepts the chief's apology. Cain then asks if the guild will accept his green lizards, and the guild master states that they will. The guild master then mentions that it won't be good if a G rank brings back 30 lizards, and he promotes Cain to C rank. Tefana mentions that C rank isn't good enough as Cain is even stronger than her, and the chief thinks that this would mean that Cain is the strongest in the kingdom. The guild master mentions that nobody could attain B rank without subjugating some bandits, but he thinks that nobody would complain if it's the hero Cain. He then promotes Cain to A rank, and the chief is surprised to hear that Cain became a ranker on his first day. The guild master states that Cain will still have to subjugate some bandits later, and Cain wonders if bringing them in would be okay. The guild master mentions that it would be fine, and he then tells the chief to take care of the paperwork. The guild master mentions that he was surprised when he heard that Cain was engaged to his sister, but after seeing Cain his mind has been put at ease. He tells Cain to take care of his sister, and Tefana states that she has already performed love's joint task with Cain. Cain tells Tefana to not say such misleading things, and the guild master states that Cain doesn't need to worry as he is already aware that his sister refers to mock battles as dates. Cain is glad to hear this, and we see that the gods are watching this. The god of magic thinks that it was too much to give Cain level 10 protection, and Xena mentions that they need Cain to get even stronger as Aaron's seal will soon be broken. This surprises the other gods, and they think that they really need Cain to become stronger, and they wonder how they can do that. They think that there is someone who can make a fine master to him, and the scene then changes to Cain getting his gold guild card. Later Silk and Telesjet ask Cain if they can study together now, and Cain mentions that they can. Tefana then comes there, and she mentions that yesterday they had a forest date, so next they should have a beach date. Silk and Telestia then get angry at Cain for hanging out with Tefana after turning them down, and they make him grovel. Thanks for watching part 7, the rest of the parts will be on my channel. Please like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell to keep getting new anime recap updates.